Albie, just your thoughts overall on how the team performed tonight in obviously a playoff match.
I think it was amazing, the Warrior was also always the day before, game against the Orcas, you never know how the guys will wake up. But a game, CSK or TSK versus Mumbai, New York, it's always so big. It's a big occasion for the boys. So when we got into the bus today, I could see that the guys arrived and they were ready to play. And looking back at the game, it was a real good game. I thought, we were in control for most of it. Obviously, Rashid Khan played a good innings to put us under pressure. And in the chase, you could say maybe the rain helped us a bit to just let the ball skid on a little bit better. But I thought that was a terrific chase led by the captain.
Just follow up on the first point you made. Team selection yesterday, knowing that you had to play back-to-back, you made a lot of changes yesterday, give some guys rest, rotate guys in, and then obviously your first choice 11 was tonight. How much of a factor was that in terms of the result, in terms of making sure you had plenty of guys rested up and knowing you were going to be playing a back-to-back?
We always knew, guys like Dwayne Bravo, he's going to struggle to get through back-to-back games, so he was a certain to be rested. Ziya Azad, he's been in our squad for 2 years, so it was a good opportunity to look at him, give him a game. And for the rest, like you said, it was basically aimed at this game today. So I think it helped a bit. But even if we played those guys yesterday, like I said, the game against us, us against Mumbai is such a big occasion, and the guys were really up for it today.
Smith Patel from Prick Bus. A word on Faf du Plessis' innings tonight, and what was the role given to him as compared to Devon Conway?
There's no roles. I think Faf's been batting fantastically throughout the whole tournament, and I think that stems from last year where he had a tournament where he really struggled. He's definitely the most professional cricketer I've ever worked with. Super fit, and last year finishing the tournament with an average less than 7 or 8, really hurt him. And he's super determined to turn around this season, and he has done it already. So very happy for him. When I walked out there during the first time out, I could see in his eyes that he really wanted to finish the game, and he almost did it. But there was no role definition or difference between me and Conway. He was just batting beautifully, and Devon struggled in the beginning. The slow ball seemed to grip a bit in the wicket, so his role changed into sort of take us through.
And it's increasingly evident now that someone like Sai, who's been with you since last year, is now going to get a game this year as well. So how do you manage his expectations now that Joshua Trump, who was drafted this year as one of the highest picks of yours, gets a goal before him?
Yeah, look, it's always difficult with a guy like Sai. He was picked as our rookie last year, and we've really put a lot of work with him in the nets. It's unfortunate for him that Joshua was picked up this year in the auction. Obviously, another talented cricketer. Hopefully, he'll get his opportunity, not this year, but he's for us, we see him as a work in progress for the future. He's a good batter. Like I said, he's developed nicely, especially with his power game. So come next year, we'll see what happens.
Greetings from Bad USA. Continuing on that question about Josh Strong, do you see him opening the batting next year for Texas Super Kings or in the coming future years?
He's got the potential, definitely. Obviously, the way our team is set up right now, it's not an option. He's still a young boy, very talented. But for me, his future, I definitely see him in the top 3.
In one of the practice games, if I recollect, you guys tied at 230 runs with Freedom, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And you had scores from Milind Kumar, like 40 balls 70, and even Josh Strom, I think, scored like a 30
60,
balls 75 or 70,
might some runs.
like that. Why do you think that body language and that confidence and that range of strokes aren't translating out there in the middle?
I think it's simple. In a warm-up game, there's no pressure, there's no crowds. For young guys like that, all right, Millen's not a young player anymore, but that certainly plays a role to play against the big internationals where they're running, full of energy. yeah, so that's what I pointed to. I think it's just the pressure that gets to them, and I'm trying my best to find them roles for them to sort of try and take it off them, so they can play with freedom.